Hello students, today we will start new chapter, that is chapter number 3, Effects of British Rule. In last chapter we have studied how European powers reached India. In this chapter we will see what were the effects of British rule in India. Effects means its results. Establishment of East India Company. Due to geographical discoveries, Dutch, Portuguese, British and French were in race to capture Indian market. Before arrival of British in India, the Portuguese had already settled here and they gave strong resistance to British. But Portuguese were settled in coastal areas like Goa, Diu and Daman and had limited areas. So later they developed friendly relations with British. To have domination over trade in India, British had to face fierce opposition from French, Dutch and local princely rulers. British and Marathas. Mumbai was the main city for trading. It had a well-known port and British had a strong hold on it. But the nearby territories of Mumbai were under control of Marathas. After the death of Mahadevrao Peshwa, his uncle Raghunath Rao approached towards British for help in greed of Peshwa's throne. This resulted British to enter in the Maratha politics. 3 wars were fought between Marathas and British during 1774 to 1818. In the first war, Marathas fought unitedly and won the war. The first Anglo-Maratha war came to an end with the Treaty of Salabai in 1782. Subsidiary alliance means treaty between the British East India Company and Indian princely states. In the year 1798, Lord Wellesley came to India as Governor General with the objectives to establish British rule all over the India. He signed subsidiary alliance with many local rulers. According to the terms and conditions of this agreement, the Indian rulers were assured the help of British military, but in return, they have to maintain British army in their court and have to pay cash or part of their territory to the company for its maintenance. The local rulers would not have any alliance, means treaty or declare war against any power without intervention of British. This way, some Indian rulers accepted the terms and lost their freedom. In 1802, Bajirao II signed alliance treaty with British, known as Treaty of Vasai. But some Maratha Sardars opposed this treaty. Due to this, there was a war between British and Maratha. British won the war and they started interfering in Maratha's state. This was not acceptable to Bajirao II. So he declared war against British in 1818. Bajirao lost the battle and surrendered to British. In this way, Peshwai came to an end. In the meanwhile, the Mughal capital was controlled by Daulat Rao Shinde. General Lake, the British officer, defeated Shinde and captured Mughal Emperor Shah Alam. And this way, British gained control over whole India. Chhatrapati Pratap Singh. Although the Peshwai came to an end, Chhatrapati Pratap Singh still ruled Satara. British signed treaty with Chhatrapati Pratap Singh and appointed Grant Duff, the British officer, to assist him in state administration. But later, Pratap Singh was removed from the throne. After that, he went to Kashi and died there. In 1847, Rangu Bapuji Gupte, the loyal officer of Chhatrapati Pratap Singh, fought battle with British up to England, but he failed in his efforts. Later, Lord Dalhousie rejected adoption policy and annexed the state of Satara in 1848. Effect of British rule on India. Under this, we are going to study dual government. In the year 1765, Robert Clive, the British officer, introduced dual government system in Bengal. Accordingly, company was collecting revenue and Nawab of Bengal had to maintain law and order. The drawback of the dual government came to know after few years. The collected money in form of taxes went in the pocket of company officers. East India Company had obtained trade monopoly in India. So many trading companies in England did not like it. The working system of company in India. So they started criticizing in England. Due to this, British Parliament introduced some important laws to have control over East India Company. Parliamentary laws. According to New Regulating Act of 1773, the Governor of Bengal was known as Governor General of India, and he had the rights to control policies of Mumbai and Madras provinces. The Four Members Committee was formed to assist him. Lord Warren Hastings became the Governor General of India. In 1784, Pitt's Act was passed and it provided permanent board to control and manage East India Company affairs. Again in 1813, 1833 and 1853, new laws were passed by British Parliament to have better control over company. In this way, the indirect control of British Parliament on East India Company was evolved. Along with British rule, a new administrative system was developed in India like civil services, military, police force and judicial system were the main pillars of British administration in India. Civil services. Lord Cornwallis introduced bureaucracy, means government officers, in India to strengthen the British rule. Civil services became an important part of British government. Lord Cornwallis restricted the private trade carried out by the company officers, and for this purpose he increased their salary. For further more convenience of administration, Cornwallis formed districts within British territories. He appointed district collectors as the chief of district, and they were responsible for collecting revenue, means tax, maintaining law and order, justice, etc. These officers were selected through competitive exams known as ICS, means Indian Civil Services. Military and police force. The police force was given main responsibility to maintain law and order. The duty of military was to stop any revolt against British in India, to protect British occupied regions and acquire new regions. Judicial system. British introduced judicial system based on system in England. They formed civil and criminal courts in every district to solve the local cases. Higher courts were established to reconsider the judgment of district courts.